Sit back, relax, and grab your popcorn because we have a lot of tweets to go over, specifically about Chelley, about what happened last night on Love Island. So let's get right into it. The first tweet reads, "Chelley is making no sense at all. I'm sorry." Now, this is my whole sentiment for this entire video, and we're gonna dive deep into everything else that everybody said in my opinions, right? But Chelley is making no sense. Now, first, I would like to say the whole Huda and Chelley situation started off being about Ace and Huda going overboard with what she did with Ace during the challenge, which, to be honest, I disagree with Chelley because it was just a challenge anyway, right? But nevertheless, let's forget that. I'm not even gonna argue that Huda was right or anything like that. Huda has been ready to apologize and talk to Chelley from the moment she realized that Chelley was upset. She has been very apologetic, very much in that energy where she just like, oh, I'm sorry, I did something wrong. She wants to talk to her. She said sorry to her during this entire, I don't know, the game or whatever they just played, the challenge. She said sorry to her, right? But it's clear that Chelley was mad about way more than just the Ace thing. And that's what we're gonna get into, because it kind of just shifts to be about Chris and all this stuff about Chris. Now, at first, I would have understood it if Chelley was more mad about the Ace thing, because that's your actual coupling. But it really started pissing me off when Chelley just got deeper and deeper into things that had nothing to do with Ace. But guess what? I'm gonna give you guys the hate Huda like notes on how I feel about Huda, right? By no means have I been a Huda defender. Many weeks ago, well, not weeks ago, I just started watching the season like last week and I binged it to get to this point, right? But when Huda was crashing out on Jeremiah, I was constantly saying that she was tripping. She was calling him out his name constantly, and I was saying she was tripping when she was talking behind a girl's back, this and that, whatever. Huda was completely wrong for how she acted in those situations. I don't want anybody to take what I'm about to say and what this video is about to say for Huda's right for those situations. She was not right for any of those situations. They should have just called her out on it and not being right and her being hypocritical back then and everything else, right? But Huda was never right. So let's get that out the way. 2, Huda was apologetic, like I said today. So let's get on to the next tweet, right? I just want y'all to remember, I think Huda was wrong for the things that she did before. Keep that in mind, right? The next tweet reads, "We all watch Huda pull Chelley." Well, I can't read. We all watch Huda pull Chelley in Casa to inform her that she is interested in getting to know Chris. Why did Chelley lie that Huda only told her she was bringing Chris for her, right? And then somebody else commented, "This whole time I'm thinking Chelley is mad at Huda because of Ace, but she's really bitter because Chris actually liking Huda." So like this is the main point of the video that's so irritating, right? 1, Chelley is acting like, you said you brought Chris here for me. You say you brought Chris here for me. Chris is mine energy. Well, whole time, 1, Chelley's not even coupled up with Chris. She's coupled up with Ace. She chose Ace. You get what I'm saying? She chose Ace. But sure, let's say Huda brought Chris back knowing that Chelley wanted to explore Chris. There is clear, clean-cut footage of Huda telling Chelley that, yes, I'm also interested in Chris. And actually, it's right here in this screenshot. I'm gonna show it to you guys. In this tweet, it says, and Huda wasn't lying. She told Chelley that she would explore Chris and she agreed. So that's the point, right? Now everybody's like, but the point is, they said the plan was that Chris was gonna come and he was gonna focus on Chelley and this and that, whatever. Yes, the plan was for him to explore Chelley. There was no part of the plan that said Huda was not going to explore Chris. She said it straight to Chelley's face. And here Chelley is complaining to her about the fact that she's actually exploring him and about the fact that she kissed him. She's allowed to do, you coupled with Ace. You were coupled with Ace. And I told you straight up, Huda told her straight up that she wanted Chris, that she liked Chris. And like I said, Huda already apologized for the Ace situation. So we're not even in that boat anymore where this beef started in the first place. But now you complaining about Chris for what? For what? So yeah, ain't none of this is making sense to me. It's just so irritating because it's like Chelley wants to have her cake and she wants to eat it too, right? So the reality is that she wants Ace, right? but she always wants a second option. She always wants a second option. And the reality is she's not gonna pick that second option. She just wants to know that that second option will be there in case she decides that she wants them, even though she never will want you. You get what I'm saying? Because the reality is, if you care so much about Ace and you want Ace so bad and you were so mad about the Ace situation, why in hell are you so pissed off and invested in the fact that Huda is with Chris and that Huda's actually exploring with him and that Huda actually kissed him? I really wish that when Huda was up on that podium that she said straight to Chelley's face, like, no, not straight to Chelley's face, straight to Ace. Ask Ace straight up, how do you feel about the fact that Chelley is so bothered that I kissed Chris? I wish she would have asked Ace that question, because it would have pissed Ace off more, especially with this complex and this alpha thing that he got going. It would have pissed him off, right? And that's the reality. You have Ace right here that you're coupled with, and you're mad that Huda is talking to Chris. She told you straight up to your face. To your face. And no, it's not she's saying that Chelley shouldn't explore Chris. Huda has been very transparent that Chris is going to explore both Chelley and her. Both Chelley and her. Not just here for me, not just here for Chelley. He's going to explore both. But the second that Huda starts to talk more to him, it's a problem. And I will say again, I reiterate, because they said the problem with Huda is, oh, she's not a girl's girl and this and that, whatever, because she has been preaching girl's girl. Huda was wrong at the beginning of the season for saying be a girl's girl and crashing out on girls when they would touch Jeremiah in challenges or anything like that, right? Huda was always wrong for that. I don't think that changes. Huda was wrong when she did it then. Chelley is wrong when she is doing it now. The rules don't change. It's not like, oh, Huda was crashing out, so Huda was right back then, so Chelley's right now. No. Huda was wrong then, Chelley is wrong now. They have just switched roles, but Huda was definitely wrong back then. That is what I'm trying to say. It does not justify how Chelley is being right now. And if you're saying that you have a problem with how Huda was acting at that time, absolutely. Everybody had a problem with how Huda was acting at that time. Everybody was calling her Hurricane Huda. You know what I'm saying? She already got backlash. Y'all should have been straight up with her from that point from jump. Y'all jumping down the throat now. Where was all the energy when everybody in America was saying that Huda was wrong for all these crash outs and for all this territorial, you know what I'm saying, bullshit? Come on. Anyway, I had finished the video, but I found this tweet and gotta read to y'all. Chelley, one of them girls you meet and 600 niggas be off limits, like my bad. Yo, if this ain't Chelley, I don't know what else is, but yeah, I don't know if this is at the end or in the middle, but let's continue or finish. The next tweet reads, Chelley chose Ace and still wants Chris to chase her. I'm lost, right? And then I believe, is this a reply under that same tweet? Nah, it's not, but it's still related. It said he's frustrated rightfully, so they're talking about Chris. Chris is frustrated rightfully so, and it's so crazy that he's being accused of switching up on Chelley, but she didn't pick him when she had the chance to. Now she's mad with Huda, and they trying to play him like he's a pick-me just to get in the villa. Not cool. Yeah, this thing really pissed me off. The way Chelley came at Chris, like he wasn't her second option? and if you're a Chelley defender, how are you defending this? Chris came in wanting Chelley, straight up wanting her, being honest about that. She clearly prefers Ace over him though, right? So he's like, all right, Huda's here, I'm gonna explore Huda, right? Because as any person with logic in real life, if you want somebody but you realize you're the second option, you're gonna go date other people. You're not gonna sit here and grovel to the same person that's rejected you. And if you're saying that he should have done that, think about it. If you had a friend, right? And your friend told you, hey, I like this girl, but this girl is prioritizing this man. You would say, well, just keep chasing down this girl or go get you another one. And that's what Chris did. He went and got him another one. You know what I'm saying? Because he's not pathetic and he's not gonna sit there and grovel for Chelley. When he got in the villa, he did show intentions to talk to Chelley. He absolutely did. And he spoke to her, he pulled her, it was pissing Ace off. And then he pulled Ace to let him know, yo, ain't no beef with you. I just like Chelley and I'm just trying to talk to her, blah, blah. And he talked to him straight up. So he let Ace know his intentions. But Chris also knows that to have a relationship, things need to be reciprocated. It cannot just be about me chasing you. It cannot just be about me chasing you. And I get it, y'all say woman of the prize, this and that, or whatever. That's great. At the end of the day, any relationship the energy still has to be reciprocated, or else the guy is a weirdo. He's a creep. He's coming on too strong, like Ace is saying about Jeremiah, which that's a whole different thing. That's a whole different crash out I got, but whatever. Either way, Chris should not lower his not standards. I don't even know the word I'm looking for. Not self-esteem, self-worth, whatever. He should not just go there and just be begging to get Chelley and only Chelley when she's clearly prioritizing being with Ace. And I don't understand Chelley coming at him like, yo, where was the switch up? The switch up was you prioritize Ace. And that's cool. I'm exploring somebody that's actually available and open, not to mention that I'm actually coupled up with. And I'm gonna tell you another thing that proves that Chelley just wants to have her cake and eat it too. She don't want her options. She just mad when they exploring, right? Because the reality is, even when she was in a love triangle with Austin and Ace, right? And she was with Austin and telling Austin to reassure him, like, you should still keep pursuing me. You still acting like you're giving up. She didn't like that he was giving up, right? One, the reality was he had every reason to give up because he didn't stand a chance next to Ace. He really didn't. She just didn't want her option to disappear until it was confirmed that Ace was in a couple with her. And then at that moment, she was fine with Austin not talking to her anymore. But let's take it even further. When Ace told Chelley, while he was not coupled up with her, back when she was with Austin, he told Chelley, I'm open to exploring, and she started crashing out in the confessional. She was mad. She was pissed. Whole time, y'all are not even in a couple. Y'all are not even in a couple. And she was mad that he was exploring with somebody else. The point being that Chelley just doesn't like when there's a guy that likes her that also wants to talk to other people. And it doesn't matter if she's in a couple with you or not. If you have shown any interest in her, as far as she's concerned, you belong to her and you shouldn't talk to anybody else. And that is complete bullshit. It's actually complete bullshit. Now, some girl said in the next tweet, I'll never hate Chelley, but girl, you about to make it hard to defend you. Close it off with close it off with boss baby and hush. Yo, I ain't gonna lie. I agree. Well, I don't agree with the sentiment that you can never make me hate you, Chelley, whatever. Like, Chelley, you annoying. But the boss baby comment is why I put that in here. The boss baby was hilarious. I ain't gonna hold you, bro. But let's go to the next tweet. Question: do you think you've been following girls' code when it comes to Chris and Chelley's relationship? Huda, this is Love Island and we are exploring multiple connections. Nobody owns anybody, especially if you're open. That is a fact. She is in a couple with Chris and being crucified for being in a couple with Chris and Chris. Do they know that she's in a couple with Chris? Do they know that Chelley chose Ace? And that's another thing. Hold on, I forgot to mention this. When they did the recoupling, Chelley straight up put Ace's name on that board, right? So if anything after that, you cannot be mad about what Chris does next because you literally wrote down somebody else's name. So you can't get mad at him for exploring something else. And she had the same sentiment actually when she was going from Austin to Ace in that recoupling with the door opening challenge. She was confused when Austin picked the Maya and she was like, oh, I wish I would have known about this. Why? Why do you wish you would have known about it? You picked Ace. It don't matter what Austin wanted to do. You picked Ace. It literally doesn't matter. But the thing that bothers her is the fact that you're supposed to be interested in me and you belong to me. And even if I don't want you, you should only be focused on me because I don't know, she just owns every man. That's my point, bro. But I'm so glad that Huda actually said, everybody, if you're open, especially if you're open, I can do what I want, especially when she's in the couple with the guy. This wasn't Ace they were talking about. They said respecting Chelley and Chris's relationship. What? Chelley's relationship is with Ace. That's where the original argument started. We all talking about Chelley and Chris's relationship. They ain't in one. What the? Yo, watching this whole thing was pissing me off. Chelley, I'm sorry, but you had a chance to actually talk to Huda face to face. So to write Huda a message in front of everyone is fucking crazy to me when Huda been trying to have a conversation with you. I ain't gonna talk too long on this. I'm just saying that this tweet right here is facts. She been tried to talk to her. She tried to be a grown woman about the situation. And Chelley was too busy pouting to have a discussion. If you mad, that's cool. Talk to her while you mad. That's fine. Have a discussion. But doing all of this in the group setting, instead of ever actually taking the conversation with her, it was ridiculous. So this one I put in here. I put in here for the people that hate Huda. Nothing Alandria, Sierra, and Chelley said to Huda is even close to what Huda has done. She's called girl bitches, unattractive, put her middle finger up at them, create a hostile environment many times, and he still saved her. Her crying doesn't move me. Like I said, just because I agree with all of this, like that Huda went off on all of them, right? All that was wrong though. I'm still sticking by it was wrong when Huda did it. Just because it was wrong when Huda did it, don't make it not wrong when Chelley's doing it. Y'all are both wrong for the times that y'all have done it. And that's my point in this whole thing here. Huda was always wrong then, and they should have told her that at that point in time. Huda at this point in time is not wrong, especially with Chris, because that's actually her coupling. And on top of that, Chris is not closed off with Chelley, and Chelley's primary person is Ace. So make it make sense, bro. This person said, fuck it, give Huda and Chris the 100K after this episode. Sierra, Alandria, and Chelley on some weird shit. And I agree. They are all on some weird shit, man, because let's think about it. Sierra with the whole Hannah thing didn't make sense, with saying that we have eliminated her because she experienced 2 strong connections, when the point of Love Island is to have strong connections. So to kick somebody out for experiencing strong connections don't make sense. And then just blindly defending Chelley. Same thing with Alandria. Alandria was my favorite girl before today. She just blindly defended Chelley and now calling out Huda's kiss like it was the most demonic thing she could do, when hypocritically, like they said, she made out with Nick outside of a challenge, sucked his whole face, when Nick was actually like Sierra's main person on top of that Sierra was always locked in on. Chelley ain't locked in on no Chris. So that was hypocritical. I loved Alandria before this, but I don't know. And I just talk mad about Chelley. So y'all already know about how I feel about that. And the last tweet says, Chris and Huda will be seeing that 100K, and they got like 4 phones. They got like 3 phones and an iPad, making sure they getting Huda Chris, Huda Chris. One thing I respect about Chris here is he stood on business, letting them know that he basically gonna explore Huda. And it's not nobody business that they kissed and this and that, whatever. Like, that's fine. Like, Chris stood on business at the podium, and he was like, anybody got something to say? And it was what it was. And people was judging him for his connection with Huda. How you gonna judge him for a connection of somebody that he's actually in a couple with? Whole time Chelley is sitting next to her actual man. What are you saying? Anyway, that's all I gotta say. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below.